Do the MGS street. We're going to do our MGS debate.
Yep.
For the new book.
So we're back on to part 6 of Sekiro, and the last time I was on this game I remember struggling a lot with Genichiro. So here I am. I'm not going to do that bit just yet. Go grab the laptop if you want, dude.
No, it's alright, man.
Just have a look through it, because there might be a way to see factory. So just make sure you Google it. Hello, people. So yes,
fine. We're getting going.
So basically there's one ninja tool that makes the fight against Genichiro much easier for me personally. But I think it's designed to actually be a bit of a better item. Yeah, so I'm going to try and get that. Hello, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
How goes it?
We're going into MGS in a bit. We're just getting our shit sorted. Want to get a few more people in.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, sure.
I'm working on it.
I just need to remember which way to go. Okay. Oh, I haven't been this way. Excellent. I just remember there being a load of doors here, and it kind of confused me when I first came here. So I've been there. Well, I think I haven't actually been there.
It's a bit of a gap, but not too much of one.
What's that?
How long it takes between typing and it turning up on screen.
I do not suck at this game, actually. I'm brilliant at this game. I'm good at having opinions to share once ready. Isn't it rude?
I'm testing it.
Petition to call Cal Cap.
We are not signing that petition.
Like Captain America.
Hang on a second. I'm good. Let's tag him.
Let's tag him. Tag him, boys. Tag him, Lou. Okay.
Still, I'm also doing a loot box I'm opening.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good way to get this started.
Let's see what I get.
What's the theme for loot box this week?
I can't remember what it was exactly.
Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. How do I get up there? God damn it. So I'm sorry about the first 5 minutes of this stream being me swimming.
Well, what are you doing?
Just showing off the fact that I can actually swim in a From Software game, which is truly tremendous. There we go. Okay. Nice.
Is you not much of a Metal Gear Solid fan?
I don't think so. Adam, have you ever heard Jan talk about it? I don't think I have.
I've tagged him in to see if he wants to turn up.
Yeah, you might.
Well, let's see what I get.
So what's the theme?
It was like well, we'll see in a minute.
What was it? Explore.
Oh no, it's all about interstellar characters.
Interstellar. Okay.
So T-shirt
Is
is
this loot box or loot anime?
loot crate, main loot crate. Oh, it's a nice shirt. Oh, it's an X-Files shirt.
Oh no way!
I got an X-Files T-shirt.
Oh, that's awesome. The truth is out there.
I like that one. I'm gonna wear that tomorrow.
That's cool.
I got a comic stand, Captain Marvel 3D comic stand.
Oh, cool. How does that work?
I'm gonna get it out. Wait.
There we go.
And now I'm done with that tricky shit.
That is a bit of a food noise, isn't it?
Okay, so get it out.
Oh, I see. So it's like a sort of bookend.
Yeah, it kind of is from what I can gather.
That's quite cool.
Now take a look at that.
From what I recall, I need to go along here somewhere.
That's nice. Oh, this looks quite nice actually. What is this? Oh.
There's somewhere else in the scene.
Oh, it's to do with Alien.
With Alien?
Yeah, you know the. Oh,
yeah,
it's a washcloth. It's a face hugger washcloth.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I like that.
So you just put in.
Amazing. Stupendous. Okay.
And I got a Lost in Space notebook.
Lost in Space?
Yeah, danger, Will Robinson.
No. The fact that these guys don't have anything apart from ball stranglers that makes them so disconcerting.
Of
No,
course.
why lock onto him? I'm trying to lock onto the big dude.
Got the pin.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Fuck. You see me? Ah!
That's Captain Marvel poster though.
Come here. Fuck! Ugh.
I'll look up what next month is.
Do you get the monthly, do you?
Yeah, monthly.
Okay. No.
Okay, so the theme next month is...
Out of our friendship group, which anime amigo is the furry? I think it's probably Cal.
I am not the furry!
It's definitely Cal.
No, furries really creep me out. You can shove with that one.
What's wrong with furries?
Look, I don't have a problem with them, but it kind of creeps me out.
That's understandable. But yes, in answer to your question, Cal is definitely the furry group.
Oh, fucking hell, right. Why did I understand? Next month the theme is Nemesis.
Nemesis.
That's going to contain stuff from...
Resident Evil 3?
No, it's only announced 2 franchises so far. Jaws and Ghostbusters.
Jaws, yes, the classic Nemesis.
Well, it is a bit...
Yeah, but it's not.
It's kind
Nemesis.
of a bit...
It's a famous cultural figure.
It's kind of got a bit of that, because it is a bit like those 3 guys go out to the ocean to kill it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't describe Jaws as a Nemesis.
So I think the thing I'm most happy with out of all those is the X-Files t-shirt.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Ow.
We'll wait till your next step and then we'll go into the debate.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to probably struggle with the 2 of them. And the second one's about soon. Great.
Well, this will be...
Ow, fuck. He's only kind of a nemesis. I wouldn't say he's a nemesis.
How many of the Jaws films have you seen?
I've seen... to be fair, I've actually only ever seen one. No, sorry, I saw the ending of Jaws 3D and I was not impressed.
The first Jaws film was actually really good.
Really? Oh, by the way, for anybody who was watching our first playthrough of this, our part 1 rather, this is actually the first area that it kind of gives you the tutorials on how to stealth around and everything.
What does it... In terms of... Do you ever... Is it more... It's more challenging this time, obviously.
Yeah, because there's like another... There's the boss and stuff.
I mean, you don't exactly get that experience... You kind of get that experience in games like Bloodborne.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back to places and they hold different rewards and different challenges, which is quite unique.
What's the rewards for getting back to the place where you started the game? In the Bloodborne game?
In Bloodborne? Oh, it's Game 60. Trying to think. You can get an item. You meet a character called Receptor, who becomes quite... who can be quite an important figure, especially if you want to get some achievements. Has he seen me or not?
I think he has.
I think he's seen me.
By the way, we're also going to count Reese's vote on the MGS debate.
Well, is he a big...
He is an MGS fan.
Oh, that's fair. No, not MGS. Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. I don't know why I had it in my head, but I thought that Madness was the... I thought that was the actor.
And this is Madness. They just released a new episode today on that one.
Really?
It's another round in the Best Pokemon of Gen 1.
Okay.
It's the semi-final of the winners bracket. And it's... Who
are they discussing?
Hang on, I'll get the thing up. No, go away. It's...
Who else do we want to participate?
Oh, it's... I wouldn't mind getting up to at least one more person in it.
Okay. Have you shared it on Facebook? Isn't it?
Yeah, I've shared it.
Cool.
It's of course we're taking the whole evolution line, I should point out.
Yeah.
So it's the Blastoise line versus the Gyarados line versus the Alakazam line.
Wait, Gyarados versus Blastoise. I mean, I think of course Squirtle's going to win because he's a starter Pokemon, but I would vote for Alakazam.
Well, in the last round it was in the last semi-final match it was Charizard's line versus Mewtwo versus Vaporeon line.
So I'm guessing that the Mewtwo won.
Mewtwo did win, but it was a close debate. And I actually went into it saying I would go vote for Charizard, but they kind of convinced me.
I would have thought that Charizard would win that one, to be fair.
I kind of convinced me that. Well, think about it. Whenever Mewtwo shows up, it's a big moment. Like the Detective Pikachu trailers, we were kind of into it, and we were thinking, yeah, this could be really interesting. Then Mewtwo showed up, and everyone's minds were blown.
Well, I haven't even seen the trailer with Mewtwo.
Oh yeah, no, Mewtwo's going to show up in Detective Pikachu.
No way, that's so sick.
But that is nothing.
Oh, come on. Oh, fuck! God damn, that was a lot of posture damage, shit. Oh, fuck me. Okay, I don't like this dude. Oh, fuck. Yikes, Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. Oh, I need to get away from this dude. I've literally only got one healing book left.
Did I mention this girl I'm talking to? She did a drawing of myself.
What? No way.
With blue hair.
No way.
And she entitled it "Gay Jesus."
I mean, she's probably right.
I'm not going to I don't know if she actually wants that broadcast on YouTube, so I'll show it to you in a minute and we'll get your reaction to it.
I would love to see that. Oh, fucking hell. No, come on, I thought I had the counter. Fuck! God damn you, you prick! Fuck you, 7 Ashino Space Shibuku Toshikatsu Yamauchi.
You get paid to watch anime, and that was the best pronunciation you could do.
Aha! Get fucked, right. He's gonna kill me though. Okay.
Oh, it turns out there isn't a lag on the camera.
Oh, fuck! This guy! God damn it.
Okay, we're going to start the debate in a minute. Just give me a second.
Okay.
And try not to do that as much when we're recording this, because this is going in the book. Remember?
What's that? Sorry. Oh yeah, but they're not gonna direct quote my expletives when they're writing up the book. Although I wish they would. That would certainly make the chapter more interesting if it's just me going.
Fuck, shit, bollocks!
I'm not going to tactically res because that involves thought, and that's not something I can do. I can't thought.
Shoot.
Yes, I did think. I did thought through that sentence. I didn't. You need to fuck off. Okay.
Okay, I got a night. Okay, give me a minute. But I'll take. Hang on, I'll get the picture up because again, I don't want to broadcast on YouTube because I haven't got permission. Apparently, this is how it turned out.
That's literally so good. That's actually amazing. I'm very impressed with that.
I'm good. I'll let her know you said that.
That's absolutely brilliant.
I'll tell you one thing.
So what have you been up to, Adam?
Hang on, we'll get it started.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to have to be able to send the cards to you rather than unless you want them by like next week or something like that, because I won't have them unfortunately. Because I'm going to London.
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to set this thing up.
Or are we about to do it?
We're about to do it. Yeah, that's why I've muted the television online so it doesn't. I think one of the things I am planning, we're going to discuss with Elliot on Wednesday, for the Kingdom Hearts one. He said his mate Sean really wants to be involved in that one. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do a cross stream. Okay. Where it's we both stream at the same time, debate it with the mic with the thing on.
Okay. You don't need them too fast. Okay, I can get them to you by the end of Jesus Christ! Next week. When I'm back from, I can't tactically res with bosses, I don't think, because, because if you drop aggro on them, then they regain their health. Oh, God, that's supposed to.
Okay, let's do this thing. For the purposes of the debate, this is best MGS game. In this debate is myself, Calvin Atkinson, Mr. Reddit Bromley.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
And Adam Tricky is also involved. And also for the record, now for the record, we did this one when Ren is playing Sekiro.
So there might be some expletives yelled. So not my fault.
So we're doing best MGS game. So that's all the Metal Gear Solid games.
which I have played none.
You've not played any of them, so you're basically the debate thing. Yeah, Adam, you're in this. Don't worry, I mentioned on the tape you're in this. But so I think we could discuss the two Metal Gear games on the Famicom and the PC. I think it was like the PC Plus they released Metal Gear 2. And yeah, Survive. That's sort of one thing out. Metal Gear Survive is one of the worst games ever made, and it's out for this one. And Adam's tried to remove portable ops from this game. Okay, portable ops is completely useless now. Portable ops was not useless when it first came out. When it first came out, that shit was really on board. Like that was a really great game because the idea was to be this portable multiplayer Metal Gear. So, for your purposes, Ren,
yep.
Metal Gear Solid, of course. How much do you know about Metal Gear Solid?
Very little. I've seen Snake in Smash, and that's pretty much it.
Like, it's stealth action games. The idea is it's stay hidden. It kind of was really the big pioneering franchise of.
Oh Christ! Sorry.
Oh
no, you bastard! Sorry. Come on, carry on.
It's a case of. That's incidentally what a lot of people would say with this game, with the MGS games, because the idea was it was stay hidden, which was not done at the time. Now, Adam's pointed out, he says Portable Ops is worse than Peace Walker, which Peace Walker's also not great. The thing about the Metal Gear Solid games is, yeah, there's a lot of stealth action and there's all that business, but at the end of the day, they're stealth games. The idea is not to not get detected, but the other factor that you need to take into account is there's not a lot of gameplay in those games. Like, you don't play an awful lot of these games. They're basically a movie that you play. I mean, Hideo Kojima has always said he wants to be a movie director. The one I really want, but the one that really brought out was Metal Gear Solid. Like, that franchise, that was when the franchise moved into really cinematic gameplay. We had the voice acting. We had David Hayter as a Solid Snake. We had all that goodness, and it was really innovative. Like, there wasn't another game like it on the PlayStation 1. Like, I mean, I think Kojima had such ambition for the franchise. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Metal Gear Solid 2 was never on the PlayStation 1. His ambition was never going to be contained by that system. But even so, I still go back to the original Metal Gear Solid.
On PS1?
Yeah, I still go back to that. Even though put it this way, there's a remake of it on the GameCube, and I don't like it as much as a PS1 game.
Really? Why is that?
Well, because they kind of overdid it a little bit. Like, it's called the Twin Snakes. They tried to add a bit of they tried to add a bunch of elements from Metal Gear Solid 2, like the first-person mode, so you could direct your shots a bit better, but and other stuff like that, and a more movable camera.
Right.
There's less of a fixed camera. But the problem was, as a result, you're in a bit of an issue. Because Metal Gear Solid 2 was designed around those mechanics. The environments of Metal Gear Solid 1 were not designed around those mechanics. So it really breaks. Adam will back me up on this one. It really breaks the game. We're waiting on him in chat, but now he's even backed me up there. He said it's worse than the original game, and when you cut out the movie aspect of it, then there's like all the Metal Gear Solid games. They're not long games in terms of the gameplay. Most of the length comes from the cutscenes, the voice acting, all the plot development. But it's a very intriguing plot. But the one thing is, I'll say the plot got very, very convoluted with every single entry. Like, you're playing, like, how long are you playing Sekiro at the minute, would you say?
Oh, yeah, I should be better.
But that's, the thing is, imagine, like, it's complete reverse of Sekiro. Like, you know how Sekiro is, like, only a few cutscenes and a lot of gameplay?
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid is a lot of cutscenes and only a little bit of gameplay.
That's interesting.
I mean, yeah, no, they're great stories, but they kind of had that attitude of war is hell. It's like there's no glory in war. There's no glory in war. everyone and anyone who comes home doesn't come home without losing a piece of themselves. I mean, the reason why they gave themselves these code names is because they don't. I think they almost don't see themselves as human anymore. And there's all sorts of interesting ideas like that around. But with the original Metal Gear Solid, you've got a great storyline. Like, it's this idea of the team the unit that you commanded in the original games has now turned on you.
Oh god, so I'm gonna wreck it.
There is a reason, I mean, Adam just said there's a reason that the games all have ranks for beating the game in like 2 hours. Yeah, that's another thing. I keep forgetting there's a ranking system. I keep forgetting there's a ranking system in MGS. Like, I keep forgetting that it's there. I never really bothered with it. I mean, they always are trying. It's basically, can you beat the game really fast?
Weird that they kind of introduced that. I hate this guy. I thought that was a kind of like bonus thing, but interesting that was introduced in the game from the beginning. Fuck you! God damn it! Sorry.
Ren, for the love of God.
Oh, this guy is so irritating, and then the fucking guys came up. Sorry.
That brings up another point, though. The boss, Adam's pointed out the games are super philosophical, and unlike many games that really try that, it works really well every time. So, like in MGS4, we talk about child soldiers in MGS. And it's kind of this whole idea about military experiments in various countries, and they try to weave it in with real-world history. So, like, there's all sorts of elements. Like, Metal Gear Solid 3, we go back to the Cold War, and that's Reese's favourite. Because we then kind of explore the motivations behind the original villain when he was the good guy. But, oh god, let's think about highlights right now. Like, I just think, the one thing I'll say is, I'm promoting Metal Gear Solid over all the other ones. I'm promoting the original on the PS1. Like, it has, in my view, the best story. It's probably out of all of them. Like Adam's just pointed out, the score here at the end is based on not getting spotted and how low the kill count is. The idea is, don't kill them. Which I think is an interesting idea. Like, you see stealth games now, it's kind of this idea of, let's try, it's not a case of don't get spotted and don't kill him, it's don't get spotted and kill him as silently as possible. And again, as Adam's pointed out, if you're doing a highlight reel, MGS4 has it all day. Like, MGS4 is just, it's a lot of moments. That's the best way to say it. There's hardly any game there. I mean, I was having to think over this today before we did this, and I thought, what's a great and I think all the moments I think about of MGS4, it's all stuff to do with the story. Like with MGS4, because it's meant to be the big conclusion to the franchise. It's meant to be, this is the final story, and Metal Gear Solid 4 is going to sort it all out. But I then thought, what's the highlight of the game? Like, all these other games have interesting new takes on the stealth. So, Metal Gear Solid 1, you're doing it 3D for the first time, and it's the really interesting first time you do a cinematic story. Metal Gear Solid 2, it's all the new mechanics and the PlayStation 2 technology being put to full use. It was PS2 launch title. Metal Gear Solid 3, it's surviving in the wilderness, and you basically turned into Bear Grylls in Cold War. Metal Gear Solid 4, though, I don't really remember much about it. The idea they tried an interesting idea, which was it was stealth on a battlefield, because in Metal Gear Solid 4, all the events of the previous games has really fucked up the world. So in this alternative 2014, the world's economy relies on war being held by private military companies. Okay. Which is an interesting idea. I mean, Adam just pointed out, Metal Gear Solid has so many amazing moments. You fight references to the you fight the references to the game's history with the mentally scarred, insane shadows of other bosses in the past. Yeah, there's all sorts of moments like that in those games. But again, I think Metal Gear Solid did this one the best, because it was unlike all the others. How do I put this? You know how when DC brings out a film, it's before they got their shit together, it was always, let's build a universe around it. Whereas with the Marvel films, it's, we'll hint at a little bit of a universe, but we're going to get this film done first.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. God damn it, go away. Sorry.
That's Metal Gear Solid 1 in a nutshell. It's the Marvel film. It's not trying to build a whole universe around it. It's not trying to build this big grand story. Even insinuate that it's an epic. It's kind of actually a very self-contained story. It's almost like a Tom Clancy novel, which is one of the reasons why I really attached myself to that story. Like, it's almost as if you could have ended the franchise after that game and just started from scratch with a new storyline, kind of like they did with games like Metal Gear Acid. But they didn't do that.
Fuck's sake, that's the wrong thing.
And Adam pointed out, you have to have a meta fight in the game series about Nex destroying the world. You get to play as Solid Snake again for after 50 years and not being full since the first game. But the theme is the scars of war. That's the theme of all these games. It's they kind of. And I think it's a lot more sincere than when you do it in a game like Call of Duty. For example, like Call of Duty's, the Modern Warfare games have always tried to have a little element of that, but it's always felt rather insincere.
Yeah, because you're this steroid-infused character who's just able to run and take bullets like it's nothing.
Whereas at least in Metal Gear Solid, they have an explanation for why you're the steroid-fueled character who can take bullets like it's nothing. Because you are you're a clone of the Ultimate Soldier. Well, it's kind of that's a bit of a plot twist they reveal in MGS1, that you are a clone of it, that you and the main villain of that game are clones of the villain from the previous games.
That's weird.
But it works in that sense because it's these brothers that have been. It's these brothers who have to fight each other, and the other twin has resentment because he's been genetically engineered to have all the recessive genes. He is the outcast to make the ultimate one. So his motivation is all, I will take this tank that fires nukes called Metal Gear Rex and use it to hold the world. And the big boss's motivation was always, I will create this haven for soldiers because war is hell and they need all the help they can get. That's always been this idea. It's this but one of the things Adam sort of brought this point, like, it's by the end of it, Solid Snake is a broken old man, and he has only a year left to live. But I think we need to actually talk about the game, because at the end of the day, these things are games. So I think we have to talk about boss fights, and even you must be aware of some of the boss fights. I've
seen Psycho Mantis.
Psycho Mantis. Now, Psycho Mantis is you bring up Psycho Mantis when you can't have a 10 best boss fights about Psycho Mantis because that was so insane. I remember very clearly everyone trying to figure out, how's he doing it? How's he doing it? How's he figuring out exactly what you do? And then it turns out, he can read your mind because he's reading the memory card,
right.
And he's got the rumble controller and all that business, so he's using that. And then it turns out, how do you beat him? You take it out of controller port 1, you put it in controller port 2, so he can't read your mind. And again, there's a bit of sense of humour for Kojima in that, and he always puts a bit of sense of humour to make sure it's not too, like, I think Metal Gear Solid 1 does probably have the best boss fights in terms of challenge versus... Adam, feel free to change my mind on this one, but it has... if you go by challenge versus
like gimmick,
whereas I feel like the other bosses are a bit gimmicky. Like you still got him, but the gimmick in MGS2, the gimmick in so like there was the guy on the roller skates who planted bombs. That was a bit gimmicky in Metal Gear Solid 2, and then there was the luck character you couldn't shoot until the fourth last fight. Then the thing was Fortune. It was like Metal Gear Solid 2. I think has the worst boss fights in the entire series. There's not really a good one in that bunch. There's take them all, the fucking raptors. You fight through the bonkers shit as you have the best final boss in the series with Liquid Snake. Yeah, Liquid Snake's boss fight in Metal Gear Solid 1 is so good because it's on top of a nuclear tank on fire that's been destroyed in the previous fight. and you're not with any weapons, it's pure fist fight between these two brothers, and this entire thing has been built up throughout the entire game. So that, I mean, just saying that out loud, you know you're into something good.
I hate this so much.
Yeah, now Adam's got it right. MGS2 is the least memorable in the boxes. Like, I don't remember that many of them. In fact, I more remember Metal Gear Ray, the new Metal Gear that you get from the game. I mean, I think actually there's a very funny boss fight in Metal Gear Solid 3, which is I can't remember what he's called. He's an old man. And the idea is he's this perfect sniper. He's a bit of a challenging boss fight, but here's the thing: if you because he was very old, if you turned off the game and you left it for a week, or if you change the internal clock, then he would die of old age.
Oh, amazing.
And that was a really clever way of doing it. I also think Metal Gear Solid 3 has the weakest main villain. Like I don't really have much, like, I can't remember much about him. I genuinely don't. I'm trying to remember what his motivation was, he doesn't have the same level of impact as someone like Liquid Snake or Solidus Snake from Metal Gear Solid 2. And again, Alan pointed out, the build-up to the final boss in Metal Gear Solid 4 is amazing as well, because it's, again, this entire cycle has led to this. I mean, it's kind of very... I mean, I think if you're talking like... I think it's what in our heads, all us Kingdom Hearts fans were imagining the final boss fight was going to be like in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, we got an amazing boss fight in that game, but I don't think it quite had the same level of emotional impact that the final boss in Metal Gear Solid 4 had. And I don't really want to go into too many spoilers in regards to it. Like, okay, I think we need to also say... so, the issue with you... again, as he's pointed out, Volgan, who Adam's just reminded me the name of the main villain in MGS3, it's not about Volgan, it's about the boss, which again is the big deal. Like, this is the woman that trained Naked Snake, and she's defected to the Soviet Union, and he has now avoided a position where he has to kill basically a woman who he sees like his own mother.
Okay.
There's all sorts of great stories like that, but again, the final cutscene of that game wouldn't trigger unless you pulled the trigger.
Oh,
so like,
so cool.
she's on the floor, and it would just stay static, and you're like waiting for it, and you had to pull, and you eventually realise, I have to pull the trigger. So it put you in that position. There were so many great moments like that in Metal Gear Solid 3, but again, I feel like I felt more of a connection with Metal Gear Solid 1. And again, but when it comes, I mean, at the end of the day, here's how I put it. Do you want when it comes to Metal, I think the two, Adam, feel free to correct me on this one, but I think I'm going to take Metal Gear Solid 2 out of this. I don't feel like Metal Gear Solid 2 gets way too much shit for what it's worth.
Fucking tell me how.
And that's what everyone says in Metal Gear Solid when they get spotted, because they have that.
What the fuck? Don't fucking dude, go away.
Well, again,
oh my god, leave me alone. What? Sorry.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, you're kind of put in a position of playing this new character, and Solid Snake's pushed to one side, sort of. But I do think there's some good gameplay moments in Metal Gear Solid 2, but I don't think it innovated as to the same extent that 3 and even 4 I feel like kind of innovated a little. I'll tell you one game we haven't talked about, Phantom Pain. We haven't talked about Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm actually one of the people... I don't think we can have Metal Gear Solid... And the reason I'm saying that is I don't think we can have Metal Gear Solid 5 in this either. It's not a finished game, mainly because of the Kojima-Konami debacle. That was probably the game that was hit the most bad. I mean, that game's not finished. I mean... It's an amazing game. I have no... Adam just said MGS2 is an amazing game. I have nothing against it, but it's up against too many amazing games. And Adam's never played 5. I played 5. It's a great game to play. There's actually the kind of... You remember how I said this? I said these are all good games. These all have a lot of story, but not a lot of game.
Yeah.
5 is 5 is the opposite. There's a lot of game, there's not a lot of story, because they designed to make an open-world Metal Gear Solid game, which, if you're doing a stealth game, I mean, admittedly, that's a bit of innovation, and so something new to do, but at the same time, I kind of like the fact you're in these confined areas. Like in Metal Gear Solid 1, you're in an Arctic base, a military complex in the middle of Alaska, on an island for a fact. So there's virtually no escape. You're basically the Suicide Squad in a sense. In Metal Gear Solid 3, you're in the middle of the jungle, but you're also in a couple of Soviet facilities as well. And there's this interest. I mean, I think this has come down to Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 3. I think those two are the ones that everyone comes back to and says those are the really innovative ones in the franchise. So, if you're in a position where you've got to vote for one of these.
Honestly, I don't feel like I can make an informed decision.
That's why I'm asking you. If you want to make an informed decision on this one, what would your first question be about both of those games?
No, but what I'm saying is that I'm having trouble concentrating between this game and actually listening to the conversation, so I don't think I can kind of make a good.
Well, you're going to have to vote because you're in this thing, mate. So
I'm happy to sit out equally.
But at the same time, we're not going to have enough. We need a third vote in this sense,
right?
Because what? Okay, so Adam's gone for MGS4 is his best one. I'm seeing that point. MGS4 does have the big conclusive end to the story. So for a lot of people it means a thing, but I think in terms of gameplay, I don't think it quite stacks up to MGS1 and MGS3. So again, if I had, well, I'll keep MGS4 in for now, but here's the thing: would you rather play a game? How do I put this? MGS1.
It is my job to. I will look into this.
It's the game you could just jump into.
Right.
It's the game you could literally go out tomorrow and just jump into. You don't need too much prior knowledge of the story. With MGS3, it's a prequel, so you're kind of banking on that information. So it's not impossible to get. I think MGS4 is too inaccessible. I think that's my big problem. MGS4 is so inaccessible to new because you have to have been playing all the games up to that point for anything to make any sense to you.
In which case, I think that feels like it's kind of slow fight a little bit.
Yeah,
but then not all games are like that. You can play Half-Life 2
without. Yeah, that's why I feel like MGS3 because it's a prequel. You can jump into that one. It gives you basic information about the Cold War and the situations on historically within the context of the time and how it ties into the Metal Gear universe.
Fucking play this game, so sorry.
As Alan pointed out, the gunplay is amazing no matter how many times I see it. I'm hype as fuck as the cutscenes play. I think MGS4 has to go out of this because it really is. You have to have been really invested in the Metal Gear Solid franchise up to that point. So it then comes down to: do you want to play a mission about a man who's been betrayed by everything he knew, and is basically has no reason to fight, but he has a job to do and he's going to get it done because it's probably the right thing to do, or a man who's been betrayed by his mentor? And if he doesn't kill someone who trained him and was basically like a mother to him, then the whole world's going to get fucked. Which story sounds a bit more appealing to you?
I've got no idea. The one about fighting the mother, I think. Yeah,
MGS3 kind of has that quality to it, but again, I still like with some of there's some funny moments in MGS3, like if you kill Revolver Ocelot, who is a boss in MGS1. You knock him out during his boss fight, and if you actually kill him while he's knocked out, you get a game over screen because you create a time paradox.
That's quite funny.
So there is moments like that, but I feel like Ocelot's inclusion in that game wouldn't have meant more if we didn't know how big, more of an impact he's going to make on the franchise.
Yeah.
But you could easily start Metal Gear Solid 3, and it would put the events of Metal Gear Solid 1 in a different sort of context if you then went on and played that. But it's also, again, do you want to have a full control of the camera, or would you rather have a fixed top-down perspective?
Yeah.
And again, there's some interesting ways you can do stealth, like you have to disguise yourself for one scene, and there's a boss fight you entirely skip, because it tells you there's this character called Decoy Octopus. And then who you meant to fight, he's meant to be a master of disguise, and it turns out one of the hostages you tried to save in the game is actually him in disguise. And so when he dies, you've already beaten the boss.
That's quite cool.
So there's all sorts of moments like that really make the thing work. It's all sorts of... So we're down to MGS1 and MGS3. Like, again, would you rather... What's in a more interesting environment? The jungle or this military or this cold, snowy... or the cold, snowy wilderness? And again, I just feel... do you know what? I'm gonna call for the... and again, to be fair to Sorrow, and as I pointed out, to be fair to Sorrow in 3 is pretty much the same. These are both very sorrowful games. But I think we can take the subsistence version with all the extras, but Adam, if it was a choice for you, MGS1 or MGS3, you're going to play one of these games tomorrow, which one are you going to? So I'm going to wait for Adam's answer and say, for me personally, it's MGS1. Like, I always think when I have those great memories, I go back to MGS1. I go back to that game so much, and it meant a big deal to me at the time. So Adam's gone for MGS4. So he's sticking with his vote. MGS4 was still in this thing. And Reese had a vote in this. I asked Reese to take a vote in this. He went for MGS3.
Why is the case we're actually split?
So we're kind of split, yeah.
Oh god.
Oh god. How do here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ren. Do you want the one? Let's take story out of the mix in this one. These are games at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do you want the game that? Do you want the one that's the most accessible in terms of gameplay, or do you want the one that's most accessible in terms of story? Keep in mind, though, you're going...
So which is which, sorry?
Metal Gear Solid 1, I'd say, is more accessible in terms of the story, but I think Metal Gear Solid 3 probably has the more innovative gameplay, because it tries to do jungle setting, and you've got to do several things about what sort of camouflage you're wearing in particular environments and eating the animals in the wild. But Metal Gear Solid 1... but with Metal Gear Solid 1, it's more, let's move this gameplay to the PlayStation 1, let's have this really cool idea from the MSX on the system. It's more of a top-down thing, but it tells a more accessible story because you don't need to know the events of the previous games to really fully get it. But at the end of the day, some of it's not aged incredibly. Some of it's not aged well, but most of it's aged quite well. I still think you can go back and play that game perfectly fine.
I think context adds a lot to how good a game is, and I think that to kind of regard it as like, you know, it's not accessible for players unless you've kind of seen, you know, unless you understand the whole expanded lore. I think probably it sounds as though it delivered very well on that sort of on that front, you know, with the benefit of all of that hindsight and story, basically. So I think it sounds to me like if I was invested in the series, I would enjoy that.
So you go for 3?
Yeah, 3 is mine.
Okay, yeah, so that means Metal Gear Solid 3 wins.
I hope that's okay. I hope I chose the right one.
No, I'm happy with Metal Gear Solid 3 winning, because I think I if I was going to change my vote, if I was said you can't have Metal Gear Solid 1, you got to vote for something else, I would say Metal Gear Solid 3.
That's fair.
3, I feel like one of the reasons I was quite disappointed with 4 in some ways, even though I still said it was probably the best game of the year it came out, is that I felt like 3 felt like such an upgrade from 1 and 2. It felt like it's something really new, that the other games hadn't done. I think, in fact, there's a twist that I won't discuss in the book in Metal Gear Solid 2 that kind of took me out of the experience. So, yeah, I'm going to go for 3. So, 3 wins. And you got that one done. Turn back on the volume now.
Okay. I've just been failing with this since, like, this playthrough. I've really not been doing very well. I've been away from the house for a while, so I've not been able to do anything really.
Yeah, but to be fair, you had a very good reason to be away from the house.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, come on, dude, you fucking asshole.
I'm going to put that announcement on Skizzer.
This guy gave me a lot of trouble even when I did it the first time.
And the thing is, Metal Gear Solid 1 has a chance in the second chance categories.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna really, I think I might really go for it in the PS1. But the thing is, when we go round to your place, do the thing with Adam, Emma, and Yan on Final Fantasy, I think I'm really going to campaign for Final Fantasy 9, so I don't have to choose.
That's fair. Oh, you fucking asshole! Go away! Yeah, I've literally I'm not doing well at this at the moment. My head's just not in the right place for this at the moment. Oh, fuck my life.
I'm not looking forward to the fact you're going to install MTG
I can do that. That's straightforward. It's just that this fucking game. Again, I haven't played anything since before last week. I've just driven to and from Manchester. I'm fucking knackered. Ugh. And this game requires, like, you have to be in the, I don't know. You have to be ready for it. And I'm just kind of, you know, I've just got in and I'm just sat down to play a video game. And the first one is Sekiro. Like, you know, I'd like to settle.
Tell you what, next one we'll do one that you actually know what we're doing.
Yeah, if that's okay, because there's a few of these that I just don't really know about, to be fair. I just want to kill this dude without fucking other people interrupting. As in these. I keep forgetting that there's people around as well.
Yeah.
Well, the main event is sealed, and then if you manage to day 2, then it's limited. But we're just basically going to do a shitload of ideally do a shitload of side events. Oh, stop fucking finding me, guys! Jesus. Yeah, ideally do a fuckload of side events. Standard, modern, I'm going to be doing Chaos Draft, because we actually have that this time, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing my first proper Chaos Draft.
Yeah, as opposed to GP Liverpool, where they just had fucking
Ultimate Masters,
which I was really disappointed at, because it was like £35 a draft, or was it 25 or something? And it's just like, well, I'd much rather do a Chaos Draft because that feels more fun to me.
Like, if you're spending that money, I'd rather do a Chaos Draft than Ultimate Masters.
Yeah, exactly. So, what's the sealed deck I want to get? I don't know, I was doing some testing with Jan today, and I built a Nicol Bolas deck, and it wasn't, as in I got a Nicol Bolas in a boost in the 6 packs, and I was playing with it. It seems good, but it's not like, the problem is it's 3 black and red and blue, and the 3 black is like a lot, so you kind of have to, and I don't know, in that pool I didn't really get enough. God damn it, why did you fucking see me all the time? I hate this game. I don't hate it, I love it.
Yeah, we were going on a bit ago that we were going on before we came out here. That we thought that we were complaining about the whole people wanting a new remote.
God, fucking go away! Jesus Christ, my head's gonna fall off. I swear to God. Yeah, it's annoying that people. I understand their grievance, but it's like, really, this game isn't made to be easy. Like, you know, that's not what you get when you bought the game.
By the way,
yeah, there's a few like artifact fixing. Like, you know, there's the egg and there's the 3-mana one.
By the way, I start Resident Evil 2 tomorrow.
Yep.
Streaming, and 3 weeks into that, we're going to do best Resident Evil game.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
How many Resident Evils have you played?
None. Well, I played 3 when I was a child.
God.
So again, like, as I said, I've not played that many video games.
But it's
compared to you guys.
It'll be interesting to see. Well, I'm looking forward to your opinion on best card game because that's really going to be a match between Hearthstone and Arena.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Has there been a good Yu-Gi-Oh game? Like a really proper good one?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Like,
I don't know.
I don't think there's been any good ones, really. There's been some...
You can make the argument for Gwent and the Elder Scrolls Online card game.
No, we are not making... Those are games within games.
No. So not the Elder Scrolls Online. Like the Elder Scrolls card game.
Yeah, but I mean...
TES Legends. Oh fuck! My brain is just dead. I can't do this today. Right. Okay. Best card game has to be MTG. Best Yu-Gi-Oh. Video game though.
It's a video game we're doing though. So we're doing the best, like MGS Arena or Hearthstone. Like, has there been any good Yu-Gi-Oh video games really? I mean, some of the Game Boy Advance ones are alright, but they make you a bit too powerful because you could just put those little serial numbers at the bottom of those cards, and you could get them in the game.
Actually, I had one game. Yeah, I had one of those Yu-Gi-Oh games on the Game Boy Advance, but you had to pay like a certain amount of money when you actually put in those serial codes, so it kind of balanced it. I think it was
No.
I think it may have been Stairway to the Destined Duel or something like that.
I'll tell you, Duel Links. I think Hearthstone really deserves a place in that debate, though.
Yeah, probably.
Like, Hearthstone is really damn good.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a bit of a pay-to-win game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas MTG...
Pay to compete.
It's pay to compete. That's the best way I put it. You can't buy... Even the best decks only have like a 6 out of 10 victory rate.
Well, the best players... You can get percentage differences in your game.
I heard that the best players in the world only get a 69% success rate.
Yeah, like that's mostly true, to be fair, because like there is such an element of luck in Magic, unfortunately, like inherently built into the game, in that you can just draw too many lands or too few lands or something like that. But the point is, like, you can have the best cards in the world, and you can if you have them, then obviously it's a bonus for you because you're more likely to win. But that really, it is at the moment. It's one turn KO City, yeah. But yeah, so you can improve your likelihood of winning, but it's minimal compared to.
Can we vote now?
No, we need to see if there's any other entrance.
No. One of the cards you have to think of was Eye of Judgment. It was designed to sell that camera that came with the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
So the eye camera, and the idea was to put it over this map, and the cards would be on the map, and then go into the game.
I think I heard of that.
And the idea was you collected booster packs. It didn't last long, unfortunately. It didn't really catch on. I kind of wish they did that with Magic the Gathering.
What, with kind of polygon?
Yeah.
It would be cool, but ultimately I don't think it would ever work. If they had like they had shit, crap. I didn't think that was that. Oh god, but I was healing, you prick. Say, this guy is a pain in the ass. I need to. So I can't talk for like this
is what I'm saying. That we should probably make this the last one for the Sekiro stream.
No, I'd like to continue to do that.
Mate, all you're doing is just yelling exclusives.
Well, no, again, like the last 2 times I've played, like I've been against this boss, and I have not played before kind of going into it. So like I don't know what I'm doing, and it just feels stressful when I am playing it. So, but like. It's not bad to stream. It's just I've just been fucked the last 2 times I've played it.
I'm going to be wondering how you're going to do when I'm playing Resident Evil 2.
I'll be okay when I'm playing Resident Evil 2 because I'm not playing.
Yeah, but that game's gonna scare the shit out of you.
It will, undoubtedly.
The great thing about the lickers is, with those creatures, you actually can avoid them entirely.
Really?
Yeah, if you creep slowly around them, they can't see you. So it's based completely on sound.
That's quite interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Why do we get more views when it's me streaming and playing?
I don't know. I think you're better at kind of talking. I get quite. I can't understand.
No, actually when I tried to do it yesterday without you, I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, no, I definitely need someone to communicate with.
That's fair.
Oh Jesus, the mic-enabled alien isolation. Well, we constantly have the mic on with the camera. Yeah, if you have the mic on, you have to stay entirely quiet when the aliens around.
Really? But why would they include that?
It has a level of immersion to it.
Yeah, but I suppose it's not really a game you're going to be playing with really full people. But...
Oh, I'll tell you what, I got this on my phone actually. It's an what's it called? It's an app game, and it's Alien.
Yeah.
It's basically an alien version of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, that sounds quite interesting.
Like you're going for several cameras. You find people alive and you're telling them hide or don't look down, you go to this area. And you got to keep an eye on the cameras and where the aliens can spot on the radar.
Okay.
And also you got to make sure it's not going to the vents and it's going after you.
Jesus. That sounds quite interesting.
Really damn good.
It's a shame it's not like they kind of just did off that exact formula, but...
If anything, actually when we do best indie game, I'm going to really campaign Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Those games are just fantastic.
Can they be considered indie though anymore?
Yeah, it's still made by an indie developer.
Yeah.
So I say, well, we are going to do Injustice at some point.
Terribly now.
No.
Fuck that thing. One of the irritating things is, and I've voiced this with Cal when I was first fighting this game, is that sometimes if you... Oh, I was jumping! How can you grab me? If you're holding L1 and you tap R1 basically, it kind of it executes your combat technique, which will resolve regardless of whether or not you're blocking or you want to parry an attack, which is really irritating because the one I've got attached has about a 2-second wind up, and if you do that, then it basically leaves you completely open for about 2 seconds if you want to resolve it.
Ah, fuck. Do you subscribe to many Hearthstone players?
I used to watch a shitload of Hearthstone content, and then I just realised how cancerous it is.
How is it cancerous?
Because the way YouTubers and the way video game YouTubers tend to get views on their videos is they post clickbait titles like, oh my god, over 10,000 damage in long combo or something. And I just looked at all of them. And I realised every single title for a YouTube video by any of those YouTubers is just a fucking BuzzFeed article title, basically. There's no innovation because they all have editors just to edit their videos for them, and it's I don't want to watch that. I'd rather watch someone actually discuss something rather than have a highlights reel played through, basically.
I think the most infamous Hearthstone YouTuber, not Judge Nathan, was No Patra.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know who she is, but...
well, she did a stream, but she's banned for life on Twitch at the minute.
Really?
Well, she was...
Oh, fucking prick!
She was doing a Hearthstone stream, and she thought she turned the stream off, and she immediately looked up some porn and tried masturbating on stream.
No way.
I'm not joking, there's still loads of people have done footage of this to make it look like she's playing guitar.
Oh no way, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's really fun actually.
I thought...
Oh wow, I actually made it to his third
And the thing
place.
was, I was so naive because those people making these sort of like... I think I came across it because of some...
Adam, you're the first person to see this phase on stream, by the way.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I was watching one of those sort of YouTube funny moments things.
Yeah.
I was saying, well, what's this guy going to do with it? I was very naive. So I went, oh, right.
Do not answer to a different lord. Heresy.
Right.
Heresy, you say?
Yeah, people. One of my favourite things is like people editing porn videos so that it looks like they're doing something else. Like one of them is like a woman who's, like a guy maybe who's obviously jacking off, but then like it's just like it's him strumming a guitar or something underneath. It's really funny. Kenichiro start.
Yeah, people keep saying it. I swear it's because of the way the PlayStation is programs these things. Yeah, no,
really?
It's complete. It's basically because of the way the PlayStation does things with this, the way it does its uploading. Shit! At least you got a bloody resurrection again.
I think it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, I jumped. Why did I jump?
But you're gonna need it.
Right, shut up. I need to concentrate. Thanks, Cal, while I'm playing this game. That's the last step. Okay.
To be fair, that was probably going to happen even if I didn't say that.
Yeah, I know, but still.
You know what, you're installing Arena for me, so I probably shouldn't get RC with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Cal, we found another Mac laptop that I'm going to try to install Arena on. I'm thinking we need to factory reset it though because it's kind of aged. So.
Shall I try and look up, see if I can do it?
Yeah, see if you can factory reset it while we're doing this. I've still got half an hour. I'm gonna try to beat Genichiro at least.
Jesus, how old is this thing? I think it's broken.
Face me. Shit, okay. I don't think that's...
Again.
What on today, Adam?
Now, Ren, this laptop's fucked. Seriously, it's gone. Literally, I can't turn it on.
Take it to the Apple Store.
I can't be arsed, man. Honestly, it's not worth it for Arena. No, seriously.
I don't know actually. I don't know my plan of the next few years, but we can do it at some point soon.
Well, I'd like to try and get it done the next couple of weekends. It's with that one we're going to have 2 winners rather than 1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to be really campaigning for 6 and 9. They're working again.
Hey.
Oh. No, and again.
Ah, there we go. Okay, second place. Right.
Come on. You got this.
I'm gonna try. I'm not going to.
You're not the same, mate.
It's not always the best tries of actually. I mean, I've managed to do the first phase without talking, without having to hear whatsoever. But then, like, it doesn't necessarily work.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
This is a cool boss anyway. I do like this. It's a simple arena. But it's like...
And the gimmick works as well.
Yeah. And it's a cool second phase. Like I knew there was going to be another. I knew there was going to be like a transformation. Because this is the guy. By the way, Adam, I'm not sure if you remember the beginning of the game. This guy is the guy who chops off your arm at the beginning of the game. So he's some sort of like he's a rival character. He's Gary from Pokemon.
Yeah, we're going.
Oh yeah, that's one I could place to be See, what happened is I went to block and it implemented the moves where it takes
There's a reason I got a new laptop. I remember now, this was just unusable. I should have chucked this in.
Gary got ripped and started using, basically attacking himself with electric eels. Yeah, I think if we delete everything off of it, basically, return it to factory settings, then I think we should be able to...
They're not going to see virus set.
No, I know, but because what installing Boot Camp does is
I thought that was my screensaver.
That's amazing. It basically installs a separate partition from Mac. So what you're using is not technically the same computer; it's a different computer entirely. So therefore, you can't get any transfer between a virus between computers. Oh, what the yeah. Oh, fuck, yeah, that was the other suggestion, that we could just get a used laptop, Cal.
No, I'm not getting a used laptop.
Why not?
It's not worth it.
For Arena, though?
I know, but I don't.
You just don't want the hassle. See if you can Google factory reset.
No, I'm not even on the Wi-Fi. Look, mate, I can't even click on anything at this point.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, this is how bad it was before I changed laptops. There's a reason I changed. I'm just looking on the thing, the settings. Oh, fucker off. No, go away, please. What's for you at the moment?
Fucker.
It'll be like an hour before we can even do anything.
Really?
Like, this is beyond unusable. Yeah, no, I'm calling it a day, mate. This is unusable.
Okay, can I try it on your laptop then?
What? No, we're not doing it on my laptop.
Why?
I'm not taking the risk.
There's no risk. There's literally no risk. Unless you're going to go on websites where there will be viruses on the Windows side, which I know that you're not because you would never do that. And besides, you can install separate antivirus on that side.
I don't mind it on this one because this one I wasn't actually going to bother with, but I do mind on that one because, again, I don't like... it feels like an infection on my computer having a PC on there.
It's not, honestly.
I hate PCs with
What's
Avengers.
wrong with PCs?
Because they're awful environments to be in. Like,
No, they're not.
A Mac looks and feels great to use.
Windows is absolutely fine. I actually much prefer Windows.
Oh no, I'm just completely different.
I don't know, what is it about Windows that you don't
Well, it feels like you're in an office building. That's the best way to describe it.
But you can change it in any way you want, pretty much. But the fact is that they're way more customizable, way more user-friendly than user-friendly. Not to begin with, yes. But if you want to do anything, then like Windows is infinitely better.
Yeah, but that's because Windows gives you a bare minimum. Apple actually gives you something to work with.
No, it gives you a very restricted framework within which to work. Windows is infinitely easier. Fuck me! Duh! Infinitely easier platform on which to innovate and which to use. That's why the majority of things don't come to the Mac until like a later release, is because it's harder to do. Yeah, Macs make things a little more streamlined for being completely flexible. Right? There you go.
Honestly, mate, if I can't do it on this, I'll just wait for the Mac for them to do it, you know, if it comes.
Yeah, exactly. If it comes. And the thing is, you'd only exactly. Fuck me! You know what? I'm just fucking sick of this at the moment. Can I just call this stream early? I'm just sick of this.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry. I'm just having a bad time. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, presumably for
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2, which I think we're starting. See
you
you later.
Give me the ping. You're not turned it off.
Yeah, I know.
Down.